Welcome back. We're going to be doing our second day on 8.1 and we're going to be talking about recursive rules today. So please go back to your 8.1 page and flip to the second page. And let's put in a definition for recursive rules and then we'll write a recursive rule for these 4 problems. And it's actually quite straightforward, so this should be a very quick lesson in comparison to yesterday. So I'm going to do this in blue. A recursive rule is a rule that describes the first term and then how each subsequent or next term changes from the previous term. So what a recursive rule really is it's a math equation that takes a sentence and translates it. And what it does is it describes the first term, and we use a sub 1. And instead of saying like, let's start our pattern at 3 and then we keep adding 4 every single time, what we're going to do is our recursive rule starts as a1 equals a number, and then what you're going to say is each term, which is a sub n, is the previous term, a sub n minus 1, plus d, which is our difference. So previous term up here, we're going to define as a of n minus 1. And that just means it's a term before n, right? So let's say this again. Our first term is like, say, 5. And then we're going to take each term and add 2 over and over and over. So what are we really changing? All we're changing is the first term and what you're changing by. Okay, let me show you what I mean here. Our recursive rule here is a sub 1 equals 3. You guys okay with that? So we're starting with 3. Let's describe our pattern. And then each term is the previous term plus 4. So do you see all we're doing is we're replacing the first term and the difference with a different number. Let's do another arithmetic one just to really hammer it in real quick. Recursive rule. A sub 1 equals to 9 over 5, right? That's what we're starting with. And then each term, a sub n, equals the previous term, n minus 1, plus, I should say minus, sorry, because it's not plus, minus 5 over 10. Okay. Geometric is just the same. The only difference is that now instead of plus d, right, we're going to start with the first term equals a number, and each term is the previous term minus 1 times your ratio. So those are the 2 things you're going to change here. So our recursive rule here is a sub 1 equals 2, and we're describing the pattern. We start at 2, and then we're adding 5, or multiplying by 5 every time, right? So we're going to say each term is the previous term times 5. That's it. You only have 2 numbers to put in. Okay, last recursive rule. Let's just make sure we've got it. You put in your first term. So a sub 1 is 10,000. What do we start with? And then each term, which is a sub n, equals the previous term times negative 1 over 10. Okay. We'll keep practicing in class, and hopefully if you have any questions, you feel free to let me know.